Hey guys, today we'll be installing VirtualBox in your Windows operating system. Alright, we're going to set up VirtualBox to run your Ubuntu Linux operating system. Alright, first step is we need to go and download the VirtualBox software from online. Alright, before that, I would like to highlight to you that in this step-by-step guide, when I'm doing a right click, you will see the cursor will have a blue highlight, and when I'm doing a left click, you will see a red highlight. It's just for you to know which type of click I'm actually doing during the step-by-step guide. So without further ado, let's go on. Let's move on with the installation. So first thing, I open my browser and I search for VirtualBox. Right? Okay, so what we're going to install is Oracle VM VirtualBox. So click on this. Okay, this will be the first page you will see. Then you click on download VirtualBox 6.1. Okay, so then you'll come here. So depending on your operating system, so in our case we are now using Windows, so you click on, so you're going to go to installing VirtualBox 6.14 platform packages, and we're going to choose Windows host. So click on this and the download will begin. Alright, so you just wait for the download to complete. Okay, and then next thing you need to do is you need to also download the extension pack. Alright, so it's called VirtualBox 6.14 Oracle VM VirtualBox extension pack. Okay, this is basically to enable your USB devices and so on. Alright, so click on this and this also will start downloading. Right, so now we are done. Next thing we do is you just click on your VirtualBox installation file. Okay, so this is your first screen. Welcome to the Oracle VM VirtualBox 6.1.4 setup wizard. Right, so the first thing you need to do, click next. Okay, so leave it at the default setting. Click next again. Alright, so I don't think you need to change any of this as well. Click next. Alright, so warning, network interfaces. Installing Oracle VM Virtual 6.14 networking feature will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect you from the network. So proceed, click yes. Okay, ready to install, click install. So now the installation is in progress, and then you will get a user account control. It will prompt you to give it permission. So do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Click yes. And then we wait for the installation to complete. So while waiting for this, I would like to let you know that for you to use your VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, you need to enable virtualization in your BIOS. Alright, so that I have already shared with you all through the WhatsApp, how to actually enable your virtualization through your BIOS. So assuming that is done, now you can actually proceed with the installation and also setting up your VirtualBox. Alright, so you click finish. Okay guys, we are done with the first step, which is installing your VirtualBox manager. Alright, so now this is, once you start up your VirtualBox, this is how the VirtualBox windows will look like. Okay, so first step, we're going to create a virtual environment for your Linux operating system. So we're going to create a virtual machine space. So first thing you need to do is click on new. Alright, so here by default you will see the type of operating system that it is it wants to it assumes that you're going to install another Windows in the VirtualBox environment. But in our case, we want to install Linux, so you can actually change it to Linux and choose which version of Linux you're using, whether Oracle, Debian, Ubuntu. There are so many different Linux service providers. Okay, but if you type Ubuntu, you will realize automatically it will change to type Linux and version Ubuntu 64-bit because it recognizes Ubuntu as a Linux operating system. So next is the machine folder, where you're going to allocate space for this virtual Linux to run. So you need to install, when you are running your Windows now, right? So you have your Windows here running. So this Windows now currently is installed in your hard disk. And when you turn it on from the hard disk, it gets booted right? It boots up and then it runs, correct? So nevertheless, whatever the case is, you need to have a place where this operating system needs to be installed. So that's the environment where you're going to install the operating system. So now here we are running VirtualBox. In this environment, in this virtual environment, you're going to run another operating system. So you need to create a place where this operating system is going to be installed. So when you start up, it will boot from there in your virtual machine environment. Okay, so basically I would like to set it up. I would like to, for this practical, I would like to give about 20 GB space for this installation. So the first thing we need to do is choose the location where we're going to set up this 20 GB of space. I would pick a location where I have good amount of hard disk space. So in my case, I'm going to go here. I'm going to choose other, and I'm going to choose, I'm going to go to this PC, and I'm going to choose a hard disk partition that I have good space. And in my case, I have F drive, which has 813 GB of free space. So I'm going to choose this. Okay, so here I've already created a folder called VirtualBox VMS in that folder. But if you don't have it, no worries. So I'll delete this now. So assuming now in this location you don't have a folder called VirtualBox VMS, so you create a new folder. So in this location you create a new folder, you name it VirtualBox VMS. All right, so this is where, inside this is where all your VirtualBox installation is going to be. Okay, so you're going to create this, okay, and you're going to select this folder and choose select folders. All right, so now whatever installation your VirtualBox environment where everything is going to be stored and run from is going to be this location. Okay, so click next. Okay, next is the RAM. RAM is very important, right? Because now your Windows is running. Your Windows, when it boots, it sits on your RAM. Okay, so basically your RAM is where all the processes that are going to run, it is going to use your RAM space. So currently your Windows is running on your RAM. Okay, and then whatever software that you have opened now, even the VirtualBox that you have opened in your Windows is going to sit on your RAM. So now you need to be very careful to allocate just the right amount of memory for your VirtualBox environment, because if you put too much of memory in it, then your other operating system and your other processes that are running might crash. So you see, that's why although I have 32 GB in my laptop, it is only recommending that I maximum, you see the green area is only about 24 GB. It's only recommending me to give only up to 24 GB of space for my virtual environment, for it to be safe, so that my other processes that are running aside from a VirtualBox would not crash. So choose amount or RAM capacity for your VirtualBox within the green region. Okay, so maybe if you have 8 GB RAM, you might your safe green region might be up to 4 GB. All right, in my case, I'm going to give about 10 GB of space. Okay, I mean approximately about 10 GB. Okay, I'm just going to set this up. Okay, and then click next. Under the hard disk, choose the second one, create a virtual hard disk now. Then click create. Under hard disk file type, choose VDI. Click next. Storage on physical hard disk should be dynamically allocated. Click next. And then your hard disk space, like I mentioned earlier, I would like to set up about 20 GB of space. Okay, so once set, click create. Alright, so the next thing to do is to install the extension pack. So the extension pack was downloaded to your downloads earlier. So go to your downloads, choose the extension pack, this one, double click on it, and you will get a message here asking you whether do you want to install this extension pack, and you click install. So then you will get the VirtualBox license. Scroll all the way down. I mean, basically you have to browse through the entire license agreement, and then click I agree when you reach to the end. Alright, then it'll ask you, the user account control will ask you whether you want to allow this app to make changes to your device. Click yes, and the installation will proceed. After the installation is done, you will get a message saying that the extension pack, Oracle VM VirtualBox extension pack, was installed successfully. If you run into any problem and if you get any error for the installation of this extension pack, let me know, because this is an important step. If you have any problem, please take a picture of the error and send it to me. Click OK. Now that your Ubuntu virtual environment has been created, you will see that profile that you created here, Ubuntu. So select it. Right. The next thing you do is go to settings. All right. So at your settings, first thing, go to system, and in system, go to processor. Over here, set it at least at 2 CPU. All right. As long as the 2 CPU falls within the green region. Okay. So set it to at least 2 CPUs. All right. And then go into storage. At the storage, you have two, controller IDE and controller SATA. So controller SATA is basically where you're going to install your operating system. So the virtual operating system that you're going to install here is Ubuntu. So that is the location where the Ubuntu is going to be saved. Because just like your Windows operating system, which is now installed in your hard disk, so when you boot, it is loaded and it runs on your RAM, right? So similar to that, now you have created a virtual environment in your hard disk where the Ubuntu is going to be installed. So that location is this ubuntu.vdi. It's displayed under the control SATA. Whereas controller IDE is going to be the image file or the installation file that you're going to use to install the Ubuntu into the controller SATA. All right, so basically here is where you're going to add the Ubuntu ISO image file that you downloaded online. So click on empty and then click on this disk icon here and choose a disk file. Choose this option. And then in my case, I have downloaded this Ubuntu 18.04 disk image file in my desktop. So I go to my desktop and I choose this and I press open. All right. So now that you have done this, click OK and you can start your installation process. So how do you start the installation process? You click on the Ubuntu and you click on start. All right. So you'll be asked once a new window opens, this is going to be your Ubuntu virtual desktop environment, and this is where you're going to start your installation. And the first thing you see is select a startup disk. In our case, you have already selected the correct one, and you should see it when you put your cursor, you should see the location as per where you took the file from. If it's correct, then you click start and the virtual environment starts. You can enlarge the window, so you maximize it, and then you want the your virtual environment window also to be enlarged. You go to view and choose scale mode, and click switch. So when you do that, the size will minimize it again. So you click maximize, and this time you will see it is expanded to the whole screen. Okay, and then the first thing you do, you will get a screen like this. After it loads for a while, you will come to a screen which says install. Click install Ubuntu. Ensure that the language that you choose is English before you click on install Ubuntu. Alright, so after you click on install Ubuntu, the next page will be the keyboard layout. So click English US and press continue. Then over here, updates and other software, you choose normal installation, but untick download updates while installing Ubuntu, because this will basically delay your installation, because it will try to download all the updates while installing. You can actually kind of update the Ubuntu later on after the installation. So untick it, click continue, and installation type, choose the first one, erase disk and install Ubuntu. install now, click, and you'll have a window which will ask for your confirmation whether to write the changes to disk. So it'll ask whether can I format the disk. You allow it because this is only going to be the format location is going to be only the 20 GB space that you allocated, not your whole hard disk. All right, so press continue. Where are you? The location should be Kuala Lumpur, and click continue. Your name, so you just type your full name here, and automatically it'll pick a computer name and a username. You don't have to change this, but if you wish to, you could. All right, so and then choose a password. Most importantly, do not forget the password that you type. If you're absent-minded, if you forget things very fast, please write your password down somewhere. All right, so once you're done with this, choose require my password to log in and click continue. All right, so this is where the copying of files starts. All right, so when this is being done, go to this network icon here and click on it. Click on wired connection and turn off the wired connection. This will ensure that during the installation, no update files will be downloaded. Although you untick the part earlier where you don't want to install updates while installing, but in my experience in the past, as long as internet is there, it will still try to download some updates. So you just close your internet for the time being, so it will start installing the system. So here we have to wait for the installation. So this step might be shorter in my laptop because the amount of RAM I have given is much higher, and my computer spec is quite high because this is a gaming laptop, so this has a high spec. But your laptop may not have a spec as high as mine, or you might have the same spec. So according to the spec of your computer, the speed of the installation will vary. So do not get panic if your installation takes time. It is perfectly normal. All right. Okay, while waiting, for those of you, just now I was showing you to add the Ubuntu ISO image disk file, right? So for those of you who are not familiar, what it is basically this. So you go to your browser. Remember, you went to Ubuntu the day I showed you all, and you click on downloads. All right. So pay close attention. It should be from ubuntu.com. You click downloads, choose Ubuntu desktop, and you click downloads here. So if you click, your download will start. All right. So minimize. We're back to the installation page. So basically, the image file that was downloaded is what you add under the controller IDE. So this should take another few minutes, I think, and then you will be kind of done with the installation. So I will show you till the part where I log in and I complete the installation, I restart the operating system, and then I log into my Ubuntu. All right, so I'll show you up to that part. So just bear with me. Alright, so installation is complete. It says you need to restart the computer. So just click restart now. Alright, it will ask you to press enter to remove the installation medium. Okay, some of you might observe that the screen is blinking. This is normal. In case you can't see in your case, your screen blinks too much and you can't see the word that is appearing there. what is basically saying is please remove the installation medium and then press enter. All you need to do is just press enter. So when you press enter, the restart will happen. All right, it will restart your computer. So the restart is not restarting your Windows, it's only restarting your VirtualBox operating system. So your VirtualBox operating system here is Linux, so it is just restarting your Linux. So your Windows is still perfectly running, it's not being restarted, so it's only your Linux operating system. You can actually close this notifications here. Okay, so you just close this notification. So this will be how your Ubuntu startup will be. Right, so from the time it boots, this will be the startup screen. So once it's done loading, then you will see a login screen. All right, so you can see the cursor is already appearing. So anytime now you should be able to see the login screen. All right, so this is the login. So you see my username. So just click on it, key in the password, and press enter. And here you go, the Linux operating system. So on your startup, you will have the screen appearing. Okay, so then you can play around. You will have this screen appearing, what's new in Ubuntu. Just click next. So you don't have to set up live patch and all that, just go next. Yes, send system info to canonical, so you can choose yes, you can choose no if you want as well. So basically whenever there's any problem you face, you send an error report to them for them to build fixes for the bugs that you face in your operating system. All right, so click next. All right, it says you're ready to go, just click done. So this is basically your Ubuntu operating system environment, so you can play around. So if you click on show application, you can see all the install applications in the, these are all default applications that have been already installed on your Ubuntu, which I actually ran through some of it that day during the class. All right, so that's it. So thank you so much. I hope you all are able to install the Linux operating system. If you face any problem, feel free to contact me through WhatsApp, and I should be able to guide you. And most importantly, if you get an error message, take a picture of it so that I know what exactly is happening in your computer, and then I can help you troubleshoot it. So thank you so much. So till we meet again. But before I end, I forgot to show you one additional step. You need to go here, how to shut down. All right, so this is basically how to shut down your Linux operating system. And please take note, this network sign means your internet is functioning. All right, and you click this arrow here, which a small point downward pointing arrow here. You click on this and you click on the power button and choose power off. So this will actually turn off your Linux operating system. So once it's turned off, you will see the VirtualBox software window. So just give it a while. So that means it's powered off. Okay, so the next time if you want to start it, you just click on Ubuntu and click on start. All right, so that's all. So I hope you all are able to install the Linux operating system, and all the best to you. Good luck and bye.